Welcome back, students. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST Zone. Students, in the chapter Human Development, earlier we have studied what is human development. We have also seen the difference between the growth and the development. And the most important thing which we have studied in the last video, that is the pillar of the human development as equity, sustainability, productivity and empowerment. Today we will cover few more topics on the chapter Human Development, where we will study few approaches of the human development through which we can easily identify the human development in the various fields. Then we will also see the next topic, that is the measuring human development, means how we can measure the human development, in which we will see two types of human development, that is the human development index and human poverty index. On these two bases we will see the human development and we can measure how the human is developed in the positive field and how the poverty index is working there. Then after that, in the third topic, we will see the international comparisons of the different countries, where we will see very high development index, high development index, medium development index and low development index of different countries. So let's see today's video with our first topic, that is the approaches to human development, where we will study 4 approaches of the human development. Students, approaches are the most important part to give a systematic way to understand any theory. So here human development is also having few approaches. Some important approaches of looking at the problem of human development are the income approach, the welfare approach, basic needs approach and capability approach. Now we will see these approaches one by one. To see the development in the human beings, the first approach is the income approach. As this is one of the oldest approach to human development, through which we can identify the economical development of the human being. Human development is seen as being linked to income. The idea is that the level of income reflects the level of freedom an individual enjoys. More income means more opportunities and we can access more and more resources. Higher the level of income, the higher is the level of human development. Same where we can develop the human resources through the good income level. That means to improve the income approach, we have to get a good education and also we have to access a good health, through which we can improve in the income field, and that is the first approach of human development. The second approach is the welfare approach. This approach looks at human beings as beneficiaries or targets of all development activities, where we can say by getting the good education, good health and other social environment, the human being can be a good part for the society, where we can include the welfare of the human beings in it. The approach urges for higher government expenditure on education, health, social security and amnesty. People are not participants in development but only passive recipients. Means, as if in unit we want to count that people are the first unit for any part of development. Means the development is not only a number of the people. Here the development is a collective development of the human beings on the all platforms, where we can include all the 4 pillars of the human development. The government is responsible for increasing levels of human development by mixing expenditure on welfare. So here the welfare approach is also personalized by the government, where the government can give a good type of expenditure to develop the human resources of the country. The next approach is the basic needs approach. As this approach was initially proposed by the International Labour Organization or ILO, means basic needs of the human beings, where the health, food, shelter, sanitation, education, water supply and housing facility is the most important basic need of any human being. So these are the most important things through which we can develop at least the lower level of the human resources. The question of human choices is ignored and the emphasis is on the provision of basic needs of different sections. So that means on the basic level also, first we have to improve the condition of the human being so that there will be a good resource can be came out from the lower classes also. Now the last approach is the capability approach. We all know the capability of every person to hold the work is different. This approach is associated with Professor Amartya Sen. Building human capabilities in the area of health, education and access to resource in the key to increasing human development. Means by giving a task or by providing a work zone to each and every person, we can measure the capability of the person, and then after that we can refine the human resources on the basis of their capabilities. Some can be good in the extraordinary activities, some can be good in the administration, and some can be good in the other type of activity. So accordingly, by seeing the capability of each and every person, we can also categorize them, and that is also a kind of approach through which we can also improve the human resources in a country. Here you can see a short video through which you can understand the approaches of human development very well. Now let's come to our second topic, that is measuring human development index. If there is a human development, which is the positive growth in the human being, so how we can measure it? Is there any scale? Yes. The scale is there, which is known as the HDI or HPI. HDI means Human Development Index and HPI means Human Poverty Index. HDI is a measure to assess long-term progress in three basic aspects of life, as these are health, to lead a long and healthy life, education, provision to gain knowledge and resources, to have a decent standards of living. So these are three important parts, or we can say aspects, through which we can measure the human development, and that is known as Human Development Index. It introduced a new way of measuring development by combining indicators of life expectancy, educational attainment and income into a composite Human Development Index, which is also known as HDI. It ranks the countries based on their performances in these key areas of both social and economic development. These rankings are based on a score between 0 to 1. Each of these three dimensions has 1/3 weightage. The HDI is the sum total of weightage of all the dimensions. For example, you can see the given picture. The education component of the HDI is measured by the adult literacy rate and the combined primary, secondary and tertiary gross enrollment ratio. Means all type of occupational activities can be also included, through which we can measure the Human Development Index. These parameters indicate the status of availability of educational facilities in a country. The health component is measured by taking into account life expectancy at birth. A longer life expectancy suggested that the country is providing the basic infrastructure for a healthy life with assured food supply and medical facilities. And access to resource is measured in terms of purchasing power. Means as much money the human resources are having, they can access more and more resources for their beneficial. Now, to measure the human development, there are two types of measurement scales. One is the Human Development Index, second is the Human Poverty Index. Human Development Index, as we all know, which is showing the human development on different bases. Human Development Index measures attainment in human development. It reflects what has been attained in key areas of human development like education, health and standard of living. And to see the development in the human condition, there are few indicators. These indicators are known as the economic attainment, healthy life and social empowerment, where these can be telling us in the negative or positive development in the human beings. Although the development is always in the positive way, but sometimes the indicators are also showing the poverty index of the human beings, like for example indicators of social empowerment, which is referred to the development in freedom, especially freedom for poverty, hunger, illiteracy and other forms of domination, where freedom is only possible with the empowerment and participation of the people in the exercise of their choice and capabilities in society. If the empowerment is in the negative way, means the people are not empowered by the society, so that means there is a lack of the development, which is also can be included in the Human Poverty Index. Now let's see what is the Human Poverty Index. In order to reflect the gaps in the Human Development Index, the United Nations came out with the Human Poverty Index or HPI in 1997. The HPI measures the deficiencies in the three indicates of the Human Development Index: long and healthy life, knowledge and a decent standard of living. The HPI is meant to provide a broader view of human development and is adapted to developed countries to reveal social exclusion. It is a non-economic measure. Not only the wealthiness or the poverty are the measures to see the development in a country. Here the interesting thing that Bhutan is the only country in the world to officially proclaim the gross national happiness, means GNH, as the measure of the country's progress. Means In the sense of the happiness of the people, Bhutan has also proclaimed the development of their country. Now let's come to our last topic, that is the international comparisons. Students, just look on that table. This table is sourced by the Human Development Report of 2018. Here, 4 categories are there for the level of human development. These are very high, medium and low. And in that, number of countries are also mentioned. And score in development index is also mentioned in that, which is in the scale of 0 to 1. So around 59 countries are above 0.800 in the development index. And 53 countries are there which are in between from 0.701 up to 0.799. And in the medium human development, 39 countries are there, out of which India is also one country, which is having the human development index around 0.550 to 0.700. And around 38 countries are there, those are standing on the low human development index, which are below 549. Now let's see what the picture is saying. As already mentioned, HDI gives the average achievement in a country in the 3 basic aspects of life. Each year, countries are ranked according to these measures, since both economic and social indicators come under its purview. The Human Development Index shows a value between 0 and 1. The nearer it is to 1, the higher the development of human development. It has been observed that a country of smaller size may rank higher in HDI compared to a large size country. For example, smaller size country Japan and the large size country India. Similarly, a country with a lower per capita income may rank higher than a richer country. Countries and regions have been classified into 4 categories, as you have seen right now. Here, countries with high HDI ranking are those who have a continuous progress in the indicates of life. These countries have better policies and investment in the social sector, in the field of education and healthcare than those who have remained stagnant. Many of them are European industrial countries with homogeneous society, though non-European countries also are part of these high-ranking groups. The largest number of countries have medium index value. Many of them were under the imperial powers, but with heterogeneous society, so they have faced political and social unrest. But many of them have undertaken populist policies to overcome their drawbacks to attain a higher rank. Countries with low HDI ranking generally suffer from socio-political instability and are under constant threat of natural disaster or diseases. It is imperative for these countries to adopt and implement socially and economically beneficial policies for the development of the people. The pattern of government expenditure in the social sector is one of the key to gauge human development in a country. Developed countries spend more in these sectors, and people are free to live a life of their choice in a politically stable environment. Country to this, people in country with low HDI suffer from insecurity and lead a restricted life with limited choices. These countries are forced to spend a large chunk of their already scarce resources on defense, thereby curtailing their investment for social well-being. Again, here I am providing you top 10 ranked countries with high value index, out of which Norway is the first high ranking country, followed by Switzerland, Australia, Ireland, Germany, Iceland, Hong Kong, Sweden, Singapore, Netherlands. Now here is a paper cutting in which India is having 126th in UN Human Development Index out of 176 countries. So we can say that India is also so much far from the high development index or very high development index. It is somewhere in the medium human development. India was 126th in human development index as per HDI report of 2006. According to HDI report 2018, India's rank has further gone down to 130. That could be the reason for India to be behind 129 countries in HDI, and now the current position is near around 133 to 134. So that is a very poor condition of a good country. To remove that type of condition, we can also put focus on health, education and access to resource, and also we have to keep in mind to improve the 4 pillars of the human development, as we have to provide equity and we have to focus on sustainability. We have to go through the more and more productivity, and also we have to focus on the empowerment of the minorities, so that a country can be a good human development index. So students, here our today's chapter is complete. Hope you understood it. At the end of the video, I'm providing you few important questions and the database questions which are very useful to you to complete the chapter in the basis of the source-based question.